Rob, of course, is a champion. Every fight for you is a big fight. But the stadium, it's huge. I mean, does it feel special to you? Does this feel any different, any bigger than your previous fights?
To be honest, not really. It's one of those things where every fight is the biggest fight for me. Every fight poses the biggest threat for my career, the biggest threat to my person. So I am treating it just as another fight. Intellectually, I can look at it and say, this is huge. This is my title defense. It's a milestone for me, and I can't wait to get there. It's going to be a great event. But in terms of in the fight game, it's just another fight.
This is being billed as the biggest combat sports event in Oceania history, and I'm not hearing a lot of objection to that. So, can you soak that in at all? In the moment, can you sit back and go, wow, man, think about where I came from and where I am right now?
I think that'll be something I reflect on after the fact. It's I can see it being the biggest fight ever, especially for this part of the world. I'm very excited for the amount of spotlight that's going to put on not only the sport, but especially the athletes. That's very important for me because that's another motivator for my career at the moment. So, I'm very happy with how this is unfolding.
Yeah. In preparation for this fight, this event is built around you two guys, and you've had so many weird things, chicken pox, emergency surgery, stuff that nobody can do anything about. Yeah. Did you prepare any differently or take any precautions or worry at all along the way? How did you get ready?
No, you can't worry about this sort of stuff. Otherwise, you can't worry about this stuff. Otherwise, it affects you too much, and mentally and everything else. I don't believe in superstition either. So it's just I just did the same thing. I just trained well. I focused more efforts on my strength conditioning, my health, and really just did the same thing. I trained with the same team. We got the same coaches. We worked our asses off this camp. The camp was so long, and here I am.
Adesanya's rise has been really, really fast to get to this moment. Were you watching him along the way, and were you looking at him and saying, that's inevitable, we're going to have to do this at some point?
Yeah, definitely. I've seen a lot of his fights. I've seen him fight a lot. And I could always tell, he's in the middleweight division, and he's winning fights. We're going to have to fight eventually. And and another thing is, I had a gut feeling anyway. There are certain fighters I look around, and I just have a gut feeling I'm going to have to end up fighting them. I felt that with Gastelum, I felt that with Brunson, and Adesanya too now. But I think it's an exciting fight. I think it's great for the region. I think it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be fireworks.
Yeah, no question. It is like a historical moment for the region, as you said. Does it feel important? Do you feel like, hey, I'm helping to carve out something? Because it feels like the sport is taking a step forward right now.
Yeah, definitely. I do see that my efforts in the sport have helped the sport grow in this region. And I can see that, and I'm very happy for it. There wasn't the sole motivator when getting into it, but I'm very happy that it's become a result of. And because it was much harder to live in this sport when I was coming through, and harder for the pioneers before me. So I'm very happy that we've broken into the mainstream sporting spotlight, and we're here to stay.
No question. When you look at Israel, nobody gets to where he is that isn't a good fighter. Obviously he's got skill, but when you look at his style, do you see more flash than substance, or do you acknowledge that no, he's got some real special skills?
No, I think he has great skills. He's a phenomenal fighter. He's got impeccable timing. He uses his reach and his height very well. He's a great fighter. He really is. But honestly, I just think I'm better. I think I'm better everywhere. And, I'm going to try and prove that come Sunday for you.
You're not a trash talker, that kind of guy, but I wonder, has he gotten to you at all? Because he's been pretty open at taking shots along the way. You mentioned some of the weird things that have happened to you, and guy's not out there defending, he's not fighting, Has he gotten to you at all? Has this become personal at all?
Nah, not at all. Not at all. If it had become personal, I would have taken care of it personally. He's just selling the fight, and then he's being him, and he's running his own thing, and I'm happy for that. It takes work off my plate. But I can't be anybody but myself. So I'm just doing the same thing I always do. I find a lot of what he says funny. I get a good chuckle out of it. So yeah, it definitely has not affected me. I look forward to fighting him on Sunday, just because he's a good fighter. Plus he wants it, and yeah.
You fought at UFC 193. Obviously, it was a different scenario then than it'll be. But I wonder, once you get in the octagon, it's the same cage, right? But did you learn anything from the experience? Is the atmosphere of that building different than other fights?
Yeah. Well, it feels bigger. It's hard to put to explain how it exactly feels, but it feels bigger. Like there's just more air, like more space, and the walkout is huge.
It's a long walk. Takes like 3 or 4 minutes just to get there.
It's a huge walk. It's a huge walk. So they're gonna have to run my song a couple times.
Does it? I mean, having that lengthy walk, does it add to like nerves? I mean, I gotta imagine the things that are going through your head in the last seconds before you get in the cage. For a moment like that, is it amplify?
No, it is what it is. Fortunately, I come out second, so that's always good. But once you're there, you're behind those drapes, and then they go up, and you start walking out. You're there. There's nothing you're really thinking about except just in the moment. It's hard to explain. You're not really thinking. You're kind of just doing stuff at that point.
You know, I know you compete in like jiu-jitsu and wrestling and stuff to stay sharp, even when you're not in MMA. But is the first few minutes is that the concern or the key? You know, that to get dialed in, to shake off any potential cage rush, that sort of thing. Is that key moment for you?
Not really. Not really. I'm going to do my thing. I'm good at what I do. I'm very good at what I do. So I know that when the door shuts, and me and him touch gloves, it's like I'm just going to be doing my thing. I don't have to think about anything. I'm not worried about whether I'll perform. I'm not worried whether I'll do X or Y. I know as soon as I get in there, I will come out.
You definitely proved to the world your character in your last 2 fights. I mean, the battles that you went through were incredible. Are you anticipating another, epic, dig deep kind of fight like that? Or do you feel like this could be shorter and more explosive?
I never have any expectations with fights. I prepare for a war, and I'm pleasantly surprised with anything else. So I am prepared to go to war with this guy. I'm prepared to drag it and make it dirty, make it messy for 5 rounds, 25 minutes, every second of it being hard. I'm prepared for that, and I'm happy to take it there if that's where he wants it to go. But as far as I'm concerned, I have 25 minutes to put him away, and I'm going to use every minute to try and do that.
The goal on Sunday morning, of course, is to walk away as still a UFC champion. But outside of that, I mean, are there other goals you want to accomplish? I mean, are there messages you want to send? Are there doubters you want to prove wrong? I mean, what do you want to accomplish with this fight?
Mate, it's just another part of my journey. I'm gonna get out there and I'm just gonna put on a show like I always do and always have. I'm gonna go out there and I'm just gonna be me. And whatever happens, happens. Win, lose or draw. I'm just gonna get back on that wagon. I'm just gonna get back onto the mats and just work and prepare again.